you're seeing on your screen now was one of those people who attended Sowore coffee hangout in Abuja. Now, Sowore always have this time with some of his followers. Sowore was the former presidential aspirant, and yes, this guy asked one of the most brilliant questions that got a lot of people thinking. And in fact, some people were even saying that, don't you think someone like Peter Obi should implement this method, since he's close to most of these politicians, and he should just implement the method and use that process to get into office and, at the end of the day, betray them. Now, listen to what Sowore said. And also, I want to ask in the comment section, do you think for someone like Peter Obi or someone like Sowore, if this method can be implemented in this current government, and yes, it will work? Let's hear your thoughts, guys.
I mean, why not join them? You understand? Because you keep telling them the truth and you keep going for trend. Why not join them? You understand? Work with them. You understand? Because they are corrupt. You understand? At the end of the day, you become the president, you betray them and let them know the true you. You understand? I don't know if I'm making sense. You understand? You understand? You cannot, throughout the history of Nigeria, everybody that is saying the truth is not winning. Everybody that is saying the truth is not winning. You understand? Why not join them and betray them later at the end? Since nobody wants to hear the truth. You understand? You're a good man. You always say the truth. You didn't win. You understand? Why not join them? You understand? And betray them at the end.
Okay, thank you.
Well, hello. Thank you very much. Your question is both philosophical and hilarious. Your first question, I want to start from you, is if I win, and what if I win and they don't let me? Well, there's no way, my brother, that I'm alive, that I will win election and somebody will cancel the election. This country will never witness another election again. But yes, it's either we win or we all lose together. We will not cancel an election that I won and then you enjoy an election that you did not win. That one I can promise you with my life. I bet my life on that. The second aspect, which is the question of whether you should join them or not. Let me tell you that the Nigerian leaders or rulers or misleaders we have today, they may not be smart, but they are very prolific in one thing. They can see through you. So if they know that you want to betray them, they have seen you in advance. Yes. Before you betray them, they would have buried you. And those who have joined them can come and testify to it. We have a lot of friends who joined them when I was in the university days. I don't even know where they are now. There are some of them that just joined them recently. There's nothing they can do to change the system. Because inside there is the cemetery of human conscience. The first thing they will go for is your conscience. They will bury you. And they know that the moment your conscience is gone and the public lose interest in you, there's nothing you can say again that will ever work. I have never joined them since I started my political life in the university, specifically in 1989. And I have no regret. But I'm sure if I joined them, I will not be standing in front of you today. Because even if you might listen to me, by the time I leave, you say, nah, them, be that. That is the truth. You can't join them and then decide to betray them. It's a process. Have you not seen some videos of people try to join them? They want to put you in a coffin. Take a video of you. Or they ask you to be naked and carry a calabash. When you want to not join them anymore, you will see yourself, as they say in Nigeria, you will see your life outside. But it is not a thing to do as a matter of convenience. If you know something is wrong, you cannot join it and then say you want to do something right later. It doesn't work like that. Probably can only get maybe 500 people watching, and it's because it's me. But go and put a camera in your face tomorrow morning and be shouting, there's nothing God cannot do, just like this. 60,000 people will be watching you, even though their condition will not change after the prayer is over. But it is how people have been programmed to support, like I said, what is superficial as opposed to what is substantial and elevates their life. So what I'm finding difficult all the time is that common thread that can pull all of us together, both the beautiful and the ugly, to say, look, this is our country, these are things we need, and that we can become the pride of Africa. We can become, even if we don't become the pride of Africa, at least become the pride of Nigeria, where a road can be started and completed, where the minister will not close down a road because he is trying to commission a 9-kilometer road in 2025, when people are commissioning in China 900-kilometer bullet trains that will take you from here to Lagos in 3 hours, and you are back. I came from Lagos yesterday too, on a flight, and I was sitting beside a guy who turned out to be a rear admiral in the Navy. So we're talking, and he said, "Oh my God, I can't believe that our flight is leaving on time." I was like, "What? Our flight is leaving on time is what you can't believe? You bought the ticket. In fact, if the flight didn't leave on time, we are supposed to get a refund, because it's in the consumer protection laws of the country." I said, and then they came and said, "Hey, everybody shut down your phone." And I said, "I can't believe they asked me to shut down." They said, "No, please shut it down." I said, "You know why? We are supposed to be selling internet to us, or giving us for free, to fly from Abuja to Lagos. That is what the rest of the world is doing. But the flight attendants in Nigeria, I don't know where they were raised. They are more interested in that tyranny. Shut down your phone. Shut down your. I need my phone to be part of the rest of the world. When I'm flying from here to the US, I'm online throughout. Yes, on Delta, on United. If you are flying Emirates, they will sell you the one where you can watch YouTube. Yes, there are different pipelines and categories. But here, the flight attendant is the enemy of progress. Sometimes they will tell you that they are not flying, except you shut down your phone. It has never happened in the history of mankind that a cell phone brought down a plane. Never. That is why they are selling internet to you or giving you for free. It's an hour. If I can get an hour free of internet to fly from here to Abuja, I can conduct some businesses while in the air. But that's not our major problem. Our major problem are still basic. Food, electricity, housing, healthcare, education, security, and what else? Freedom of just, But those of you who have done economics, you know what they call the Maslow hierarchy of needs. And that one is deficient now because it has not added internet to it, data. That's the most important hierarchy of needs now. If anybody who doesn't have data is dead. So, my answer, lastly, to you is, and whenever I say the word revolution, people get scared. I know that. It's like, because the impression created is that there will be chaos, people will die, people will be killed, anarchy, there will nobody be in charge. And Nigerians, regardless of how bad things are, they love life. And anything that can interrupt the little one they have, they become the enemy of that perception or that philosophy or ideology. The revolution we are asking for is not to kill anybody. It's a revolution that will happen at once, very quickly, that says we want a new lease of life and that we are fighting and working towards it, and that we match whatever it takes within that short period to change everything that's been negative, and then they will become positive. But the most important thing about revolutions that I must tell you is not the act itself, is what happens after that, and that it serves as a gatekeeper against those who might have the idea of doing things the old and regressive ways, that it cannot happen again. The most popular revolution that most of you may not have heard about is the French Revolution, 1789. It came and displaced the House of Bourbons. That's what they called them. The House of Bourbons are like these Nigerian leaders. Even when the revolution was happening, they were laughing that the French people can never have revolution. We know them. They are the club. The next morning,
French changed. I mean, the country called France changed. And in 1889, the House of Bourbon went and reorganized again and tried to come back. But the streets rose up against them, and since then, France has never been the same again. And that is the kind of thing, in a nutshell, we are calling for, that we deserve better leaders. We deserve elections holding, and not somebody annulling the election and coming 32 years later to say that he knew the winner when the winner has already died, is buried, and his bones have already dissolved. That is not the kind of country we should be. So if we had a revolution in 1992, 1993, which we were calling for, Babangida would not be able to launch this book. And I can guarantee you that some of the people that became president after he left would not have been president of this country. Because the people would have stood and said, we are not going to accept anything less than the standard that has been created in 1993. The elections now that you have is not called election. Nigeria no longer hold elections anymore. What we do now is what I call selection. But in 1993, Nigerians had a free and fair election. In 2023, you are no longer holding election. Your generation experienced the 2023 election, even if you didn't know about 1993. And you saw what they did to you. After they did what they wanted to do, the abracadabra, they said to you, go to court. And some of you accidentally say, eye on the judiciary, eye on the judiciary. I say, take your eyes off the judiciary. It's like looking in the sky during the Apollo. Conjunctivitis will finish your eyes. Wow. And that is what happened.
Okay, sir.
Because the judiciary had already been told what to do. And the same thing is going to happen in 2027 because Tinubu just appointed 11 Supreme Court justices. You only need 7 to rule on the election. He has 11. You have already been defeated before the election. INEC is still the same thing. They are going to remove, this man will finish his tenure, Yakub, but the guy they are bringing is going to be worse than Yakub. The Inspector General of Police that got me arrested 2 weeks ago, the only reason they are extending his tenure is to rig the election for them in 2027. Otherwise, he has already retired in 2024. But for the first time, you are extending the tenure of an IG of police where there are 350,000 policemen. Are you saying out of the 350,000 policemen, there's nobody qualified after one man has retired? But the agenda is to keep the guy there to rig the election for them in 2027. So now you understand why there's a need for a revolution. Because with this current problem, I hope we'll not be here again for another symposium.
Okay, sir.
After 2027, discussing the same problem.
Thank you, sir.
And one of those that believe in Pan-Africanism you see are different. But one of it is growing up and passing through poverty, which is everybody's excuse. But the second aspect is that I've seen direct repression by police invading Nigeria 10 years ago. We're still here. Sorry.
This is not his first time in our community. House in our midst today is the Mr. Omoleye Sowore. Can we all know him?
There are people in Nigeria in 2023 who are already missing Buhari. Babangida did in 1992 is small compared to what Sheikh Tinubu is doing now. You heard it from me. Some of the billionaires who see Nigeria today, if they have the opportunities, if a goat had the opportunity they have, they will become billionaires.
What is it other routes, young Nigerians like myself, will get involved in rescuing Nigeria that will be less minimal when it...
What if you run this election and you won? What will happen? And it did not give you the chance to become the president.
In Calabash, when you want to not join them anymore, you will see yourself, you will, as they say in Nigeria, you see your life outside. But it is not a thing to do as a matter of convenience. If you know something is wrong, you cannot join it and then say you want to do something right later. It doesn't work like that. And as for my brother who was asking about how we can mobilize